The jobs report is showing some strength from the labor market. Let's bring in Dan Deming at KKM Financial. You're watching the market for us, Dan, and how are traders reading the jobs numbers?
Yeah, impressive numbers, Angie. And initially, we did see a negative reaction in the market because basically that inferred that the Fed's going to continue to be very aggressive. However, throughout the day, we did see at least some recovery. So it was a positive week overall last week for the markets. And I think, you're seeing some momentum here as we enter another week where there's going to be some key data points to focus on. And we're going to start earnings later this week as well, Angie.
A fresh round of corporate earnings begins this week, including from the big banks such as JP Morgan Chase. How critical are bank earnings to the market?
I think it's going to be very critical. We'll have to clear the hurdles of PPI, CPI, as inflation is certainly front and center these days. But I do think the earnings announcements are going to be very critical. They have not been revised down too much from estimates, even a month ago, even though we're seeing some deterioration in some of the consumer sentiment and other things of that nature. But I think it's setting up to be a very interesting earnings season. Hopefully, if we can meet these, what are, I think, perceived as high expectations, then I would think the market potentially has further upside.
Well, turmoil seems to be everywhere. Boris Johnson, the Prime Minister of the UK, is stepping down. There was that tragic shooting of the former Prime Minister, Japan, Abe. How is this affecting the market, and what levels in the stock market are you watching?
There are, certainly, some disruptions from a political standpoint last week, Angie, as you pointed out, that the market will have to contend with, but, and at least of uncertainty from a global perspective. But when you look at some of just the general trends, it does appear that with that stronger jobs number, that, the market is kind of continuing to identify the fact that we may be slowing, but maybe this soft landing dialogue that the Fed continues to stick to is still a potential when you see a jobs number as we did last week. So overall, the themes in the market feel like a little bit more positive. We're seeing some technical strength as well when you look at the charts, Angie. So I'd say overall, going into this week and through into earnings season, the market is in a position where if we do see some positive news, that it could certainly challenge the highs that we did see maybe in May.
We will leave you on that positive note about the stock market. Thank you, Dan. Go to businessfirstam.com for where to see our show on TV.